like sometimes I'll hide behind my door and I'll call Cassie's name, and like she'll come down a bit, Wah! And she'll just stare at me.
You scare the cat?
No, I don't. Cat. She just stares at me like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what are you doing with your life right now? I'm a cat. Like, why would you think this is a good idea? Welcome to We're All Just Faking It. This is episode 14. Today we're talking about all things Stranger Things and friendships. Today we have Braylon, Blaze, Steph, and myself, Dana. Hi.
Hello.
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 What's everybody's favorite character for Stranger Things today?
Definitely Eddie. He just won me over. I adore him. He's my fave.
Yeah,
I do like Eddie. Al is my favorite.
Solid choice.
Oh, that's such a hard one. There's so many good ones. I would probably say for me, maybe either Elle or Steve, actually.
Steve. Yeah. Steve is a great character as well.
Steve has such a good character progression.
So good, but does season 4 Steve make you completely forget about season 1 and 2 Steve? Because I remember in season 1 and 2 being like, ugh, Steve, so annoying.
I did not like season 1 Steve compared to season 4.
Yeah,
I went back and watched season 1 before watching season 4, and seeing him in season 1, he really wasn't that bad.
Oh, really?
I find it really weird. Every time I rewatch, because I rewatch the series quite a lot. I think I'm on my 7th rewatch at the moment. And every time I get back and I see him when he opens the door to Barb and Nancy into his party, and it's raise all hell, and I'm just like, I don't mind Steve, but this Steve is the worst Steve. I feel like his character gets better as the season progresses.
It definitely gets better. I just think at that time he was just an average teen. What teen went through a party at his parents' house when they're out of town?
He was kind of douchey though.
A little bit, yeah. But I forgive him.
Himself back halfway through, I would say, but
typical teenage boy.
Yeah, he's a teenage boy.
My favorite characters would probably be Max and Robin for sure.
Max and Robin are good characters as well. Do you feel like the characters that we picked have anything to say about who is there a what Stranger Things character is your favorite determines something about your personality test? Because I feel like it does honestly say something about the characters that we picked, based on who we are. I don't know. It's interesting.
I don't know.
Maybe somebody needs to make a Stranger Things character personality test.
Because I have no idea what mine would say about me. There were so many really good characters in season 4.
I even feel like the new characters they added in season 3 were great. I love Erica. She's funny. And also Robin. Both great. And then when they added Eddie this season, I was like, this is awesome. I even liked Chrissy. Chrissy was fine.
She seems so sweet and nice compared to Jason, who ugh.
Jason was awful. There's no redeeming factor.
Well, okay, they gave us the most satisfying way that he could have died, though. It was very great to just watch that, even though it was fast and you could have missed it, like Dana said, I think.
I missed it 100%. I didn't realize he died.
Watching it, I was like, yes, they ripped him in half. Let's go.
I was just like, whoa, they just ripped him in half.
I also think the actor who played Jason did really well, because he is so, the fact that we hate him so much more than Vecna is because he's so much more realistic. It's there's so many other TV shows where you hate the character that's not necessarily the worst one in the world, but is the most realistic to hate. I feel like a lot of us have known a Jason, or have seen someone else be affected by a Jason in their life, and I feel like that's why we react so much strongly against Jason than we do maybe Vecna or like the Demogorgon.
I totally agree. I found Jason to be way more hateable than Vecna.
Yeah, Jason was intolerable.
Also, if anyone is interested, I did find what your Stranger Things character says about you.
I'm interested.
I
Please.
am interested.
Okay, so we'll start with
I might as
Steph first, 11. It says, an introvert who wants to fit in as much as possible. She is sweet-natured and constantly seeks approval. If you're like 11, you are strong-willed and a brave person who will do anything to protect your friends in any situation they find themselves in.
I think I'm
I
gonna
feel
have
like-
to watch season 4 and pick a different character.
I feel like that's very accurate, though.
I
don't
think
know.
that's pretty accurate.
Because you are introverted, and I feel like you do want to fit in, but you're also very strong-willed and like determined, and you will fight for things. Like,
Yeah.
two
I
sides
agree.
of a different coin.
Take it. I'll take it.
I know we were literally just talking about favorite characters. Who picked Steve Harrington? Was it Blaze?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So Steve is a lovable character whose humor carries him through some dark situations. The traits of this character include using humor and comedy to calm himself down in a stressful scenario.
I told you guys that this was gonna be spot on, did I not? Did I not tell you that this was gonna be spot on?
As
As
well
soon
as
as Dana
being,
started talking, I was like, yep, okay.
as well as being somewhat of a leader when it comes to you making decisions. They are very popular, personable, and although perceived to be not the most intelligent, will always end up proving themselves through acts of bravery or by always doing the right thing.
I love that. I love that.
Whose was yours again, Brayden?
Eddie.
Eddie. Okay, I will find an Eddie one because he's not in this one. I think this is pre-Eddie.
Oh no.
But I have got Robin and Max, so I will do mine quickly and then we will find Eddie. Okay, so Robin says character traits of Robin include curiosity and being someone who loves adventure and will always have a topic of conversation to chat your ear off with. Sometimes this character will continue to put her foot in it at the most inopportune moments, yet she will always impress people with her dedication and loyalty as a friend. Robin is a character that many people find lovable. This is because of her genuine personality traits.
I love that.
And
Very
then
spot
Max,
on. But what's the max? This is gonna be interesting because I feel like they're both gonna fit you in a way.
Max says, if you're comfortable in your own skin, follow your own rules and don't try to impress anybody by being something that you are not. You probably relate to Max, the most to Max. She isn't like other girls at this time. She's comfortable being on her own, yet also thrives helping her friends and not being afraid to speak her mind. She is an introspective character and never shies away from danger.
I love that as well. I feel like you're pretty introspective. Steph, have you not seen season 4?
No, I saw season 1 when it came out and I absolutely loved it. And I think I saw season 2 and I didn't really like it. And I don't think I bothered with season 3.
I
And
think that
then
happened to a lot of
completely
people.
forgot that season 4 came out.
I think that happened to a lot of people because I don't remember it being as popular as it was. Like season 1, I remember being really popular, and then like season 4 is just like absolutely bonkers how popular it is, how much it's consuming like media basically right now. And I don't remember that with any of the other ones besides season 1.
I mean, the characters are super likable. Like I was watching some clips and looking up resources for this podcast specifically, and I remember the characters. I remember liking them. Like I want to watch the show. I just don't have Netflix.
Netflix
definitely-
nowadays? Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I definitely think season 4 is honestly my favorite.
Yeah, it definitely is mine as well. It's like D&D. Like it's just so
Yeah.
fun. They're just like
It is.
kids fighting bad guys.
Yeah.
Did
Oh,
you have
we
a
played
favorite
together.
character before Eddie?
Me?
Yeah.
Probably would have been Robin,
Oh, okay. I feel
which
like
her description sounded very much similar.
Yeah, I'd say so.
there was a lot specifically in season 4 that I thought was really nice when it came to like friendships and relationships and just like some good lessons you could learn, especially with like bridging friendships. Like you had Will and Mike who had to kind of come together and figure out like what their new version of friendship looked like as they were both older and like not living around each other. And I thought they did a really good job showing kind of the rockiness that that can create, and how if you just like if they would have chose to just like not talk to each other like after the roller rink and like be like bye fine like later, I we're not friends anymore and doesn't work, like they would have stopped being friends. But I thought it was admirable how it showed them just like pushing through that uncomfortableness and that like crappy situation to then make their relationship stronger and still become friends. Because um, I find that happens a lot in real life. You can have a disagreement with somebody that feels like the end of a friendship, but if you both come together and talk about it, it can often make the relationship stronger. And I thought, I don't know, I thought that was a really nice little like lesson that they threw in there.
I think also a lot of people can relate to like their childhood friends like growing apart, but also like coming back together in a way. Because I mean, you grow so much as people.
I also think it's interesting the way that like we see in season 4 that Lucas and Max have grown apart, through obviously Max growing more distant in like a full like with all of them, but it feels worse I think probably in Lucas's case because obviously they dated and they were like closer than I would say she was with say Mike. So I do agree that like not even just childhood friends, just like friends in general, like when you're in high school, for you guys, or just like secondary school in the UK's case, like it can be hard. You do kind of not fall out but like lose contact with people like during those years, and it is nice to like be able to like rekindle those friendships towards the end when you're getting a bit more grown up and mature and like able to have open conversations with your friends about things that are troubling you. Like we see Max ending up talking to Lucas because he's like, hey, I don't want a letter, I'd rather you just talk to me now while you're still alive, kind of thing. So yeah, I definitely think it's interesting to see not just the childhood friends and growing apart like Mike and Will, but also like with newer friends as well.
I think too it's like a good example with Lucas's storyline about how something that you might really want might be the completely wrong thing for you, and how it's not always a good idea to like go after the thing that maybe you know in your heart is wrong but you want really bad. Like him, it took him a long time to kind of realize that like, hey, these people that I'm friends with I shouldn't be friends with, and this is not like the right crowd for me. And I think him being able to like step away from that, I think is really admirable, because a lot of people would have a difficult time, like, because that happens sometimes in high school. You come back one year and one of your friends who was like a nerd with you and like had no friends all of a sudden is like hanging with the cool kids, and they like pretend you don't exist anymore, and you're just like, oh, okay. And for that person to realize that they didn't make the smartest decision and to be able to like come back to you as a friend, like that's, I don't know, not something I feel like people do often, but it's something that people should do more.
Definitely
Like,
not common, especially with kids. I mean, it's a
yeah.
very uncomfortable situation.
Yeah, I agree. I would say I've had that before where people like you can be friends with like popular people and still be friends with your like friends before. Also, like I don't get this whole thing like popular people like is all relative. Like at school, yeah, maybe like the biggest thing in the world, but I can tell you right now, like in real life, like when you exit school, because I feel like school doesn't feel like real life at the time. It's like all clicky and stuff. When you enter like the real world, like the popular people are just not popular anymore. Like there's no such thing as popular.
It
It's just
doesn't exist.
nice
Yeah.
people and
Yeah, like
horrible people.
what is popular? What made
I
them
have, I don't know. I have worked somewhere that had cliquey adults,
Ugh.
And that was not fun. But I don't think that that's the norm, and I don't think that that's very common. It's very immature.
I
I
don't
think.
know. I think that's actually pretty common. But
Like at work, you think specifically,
I
like in the
think-
work dynamic?
I think just people in general are kind of cliquey.
Oh, well, yeah, like think about in the streaming world. There are for sure cliques and very clicky groups, and there can definitely, yeah, like Dana, I get what you're saying. Like in the real world, when you're in your life and you're going about, there's no really such thing as like popular people, but in like communities, there can be. So, like your work is a community, there could be cliques within your work. Your streaming online world is a community, there could be cliques within there. Yeah, that definitely still exists. You're so right, Blaze.
But I don't think it matters as much. Like, being popular at school felt like it mattered more than like now.
Yeah,
Like,
I
you
think
can
that
have
might just be
people-
being an adult.
Like
You're in a much
maybe.
bigger environment. You know, like when you're in
that's true,
school,
too.
that is your entire environment. That is your entire life.
It's
Like
your
your
entire
home life
world,
is
yeah.
completely separate from your school life.
And we
That's
didn't have
exactly what I was
online
gonna say.
worlds when we were in school. So
True.
that probably is different too. There's probably kids. I always wonder this. Do you think there's kids that like go to high school that like have thousands of followers on TikTok, but like at their high school, people are like, "Ew, you're weird. Get away from me."
yeah,
Like
Yeah,
there
exactly.
probably literally is
100%.
kids that are like internet famous, but at their school, people are like, "Ew," like, and that's got to be a weird dynamic.
Yeah, there's like a girl I saw on TikTok that was saying like she writes fan fiction and stuff and she's really popular online, but like at school she's like not very popular at all and she thinks it's really like interesting like how she's she's like if anyone knew me like online they'd like
They'd like fangirl over her probably.
yeah. It's like really funny she's got like thousands of followers and then like at school she's like nobody.
Interesting.
It's social media is insane.
It's been
insane.
wild for me to see like people from my high school who have gotten like
Yeah.
social media famous.
You
in
have a
way.
really interesting perspective
Which
on that because
is
like isn't it
wild.
multiple people that you went to school
I
with
have
are now
multiple people
like
that are
crazy
now
famous?
pretty famous. Yeah,
That would be
And it's just
actually
like,
there's a
whoa.
girl that I went to high school with that has like 3 million followers on TikTok. It's crazy. And like yeah, it's I think your high school friends are way more famous than the girl that I went to high school with, but still it is really weird. You're like you're just a regular person. Does it make you seem like you're like there's nothing special about any famous people? Why
It
do we
kind
like put
of
them up here?
I
it
mean,
breaks
there's
down the
not.
wall.
No,
in a
I know
way.
there's not. But here's the thing, even like with TikTok stars, like I don't know if you guys follow like Bria Elm or like any of the TikTok girls that just like their content is themselves and they're like really famous. Like I still am like, wow, you're so cool, but at the same time, they're like showing you all the normal aspects of their life. So it's like really weird because you're like, oh, you're just like me, but then also you're still like, but you're so cool. It's like the weirdest. I don't know. I don't understand.
It's totally
much
the
as
like how
it's
many people are
crazy.
watching them. That's what puts them on the pedestal is that like so many people
You're
know
right.
about them.
Yeah.
Is it abnormal that it makes me like uncomfortable like for them? Like
Oh, yeah.
as much as I'd love to be like an internet personality, like I work in marketing, it's kind of my job. I'm not. I just kind of like
Well,
I
you
don't
don't
want
have
that
to
many
be
people knowing like
uncomfy for them because they're not uncomfy at all, you know? So like
it's just
you
like the
don't
safety, you know?
Yeah, but like I mean it's not like we hear very very often of like influencers getting like having anything
I'm
happen to
glad.
them.
I'm
So
glad
like
that's not the case.
but
I don't know. I
I don't
just
know.
I think about
They're
it.
loving it. I don't feel sad for them. They're like they're living their dream most likely. I don't know. Then you have girls like Emma Chamberlain who just like throw out everything that they're suffering with and you're like, "Oh, maybe it's not all it's cracked up to be."
I
can
love
imagine
how
it's a lot of
open
pressure.
Emma is.
Yeah, she's great.
Ah,
To look her up. I haven't heard of her.
Isn't it sad that you can become so famous simply from just being authentic and raw nowadays? Like people are like, bare your soul and we'll give you fame. Like it's kind of
Like,
a
that's
little bit
why-
crazy when you stop to think about it.
That's why a lot of people on TikTok have gotten big. Is because it's showing a more raw side of them.
I
Yeah.
like it a
TikTok
lot.
definitely took off for that.
Think about like all the pop stars that we grew up with, like Britney Spears, and just like every single famous person when we were like children. Some of them had like fake names. Like they were not. It was just like personas made up by media companies. Now we're seeing like real people become famous for just being who they are. It's very different. I like it.
I feel like
Yeah.
there's also a layer though that things on the internet are still posed. It's all very
To some extent,
curated.
but I do think that TikTok is specifically the one platform where people like Drew will make videos where she's literally sitting on the toilet. Like what other Instagram 10 years ago you would have never
Yeah.
seen that.
TikTok's definitely been different from that. Some of those filters are honestly pretty great though, I gotta say.
Brina, can I ask you what your personality type is?
My Myers-Briggs.
Yeah.
I am an ENFP, the campaigner. I
Are you
believe.
seriously?
Yeah. Why is that what Eddie is as well?
Yeah.
Really?
So, yeah.
I told you there was some weird voodoo magic, like when you're like
text
watching a
everyone
show
else
and you're like,
too.
that character, I like that character. There's some weird voodoo magic as to a reason why.
Yeah.
What is Steve's?
So I'll just say what it says for Eddie, just because Brandon didn't get her one.
Yeah.
Fred obviously didn't have it. So it says a natural talker. Personality type is often referred to as a theatre lover because they enjoy acting out their reactions to situations. ENTPs. Why does it say TP? It's an FP. I think there's a typo there.
Typo.
They're good at improvising and they like to do it on stage, in the classroom, in a social situation.
I do like to improv.
And they tend to want to communicate their ideas and emotions to others. People with an Eddie Munson personality type can often be heard talking about their own feelings, thoughts, and plans. These people like to analyze situations and things in great detail. They are very curious and like to question things that interest them. They want to challenge the status quo and question the rules that are in place. They do this because they are so curious about the world around them.
I am constantly asking questions about how things function and why things are the way they are.
Okay, so Steve
I love that.
Steve is ESFP.
Not
What's your
mine,
Myers?
but
What's your
I
Myers-Briggs, please?
forget. It's not that.
I like to look at the 16 personalities one because I remember that I'm the campaigner, and that's like easier for me to remember than a series of numbers or letters.
Steph, do you know yours?
I don't. I think I took it like a long time ago. It's been at least 10 years since I've taken it. At least.
L is an ISFP. Means anything to anybody?
Introverted, sensing, feeling, perceiving.
I'm trying to figure out what mine is.
We should make a list of some of these personality tests, right? And we should just like take them and then list them.
I am INFP. That's what I am.
I'm an INFP.
We're the same, but you're the E and I'm the E and you guys are the I.
Mm-hmm. That's so interesting. Apparently INFPs are really rare, but like I've met so many like through like streaming and stuff. I wonder if that's because we're all like-minded people that we've managed to find each other.
I just I knew what I was looking at. I just couldn't remember what it like before that.
I feel like there was a lot of good lessons to be learned in this show, like more so than a normal show. Maybe I just don't pay attention and I'm kind of analyzing it at the moment.
Probably on purpose. It's
what?
Good. It's probably on purpose.
I know, that's what I'm thinking it has to be, right? Well, because we also had the whole storyline with like Will and how I just feel like, man, he was so sad for so much of the movie or the season. And I mean, the whole series actually. And like, he's right. He doesn't really ever talk to anybody. At least they don't show us him really talking to anybody about what happened to him. Which was like pretty intense as a pretty young child in the first season. And so I loved that moment of his brother coming to him and saying like, hey, like, you don't talk to me anymore, and it's like really important that we talk, and I miss talking to you. Like, he, if somebody's not speaking to you, he did all the right things to like make that person talk to you again and open up, you know? Like, he made it all about like, I miss talking to you, I really want to talk to you, I enjoyed our talks. Like, it was a very nice thing of an older brother to do, to get him to, you know, open up again. And I think he really needed to hear that, because I think Will kind of felt like a burden on everybody. Like, nobody wanted to hear him talk. So I don't know, I just love that. It was a really like sweet moment you normally wouldn't see between like two brothers on a show.
I loved it. He was very like standoffish for much of the season up until that point. It was nice kind of seeing him. It was nice seeing his brother like reach out to him.
Well, and he owned up to all of his problems, because like Will said, like, well, you've just not been around, or you've been high. And he's like, yeah, I've been, you know, smoking a lot because I've been dealing with my own stuff, and I shouldn't have left you behind. I just thought that was so sweet.
It was.
I also think it's hard because, like, in season 3, we also see Will, like, everyone else has got girlfriends and stuff, and he's just kind of like, he doesn't have a girlfriend, he doesn't have, like, this other person, and everyone else is, like, going off and doing things and stuff, and he's kind of, like, by himself. All he wants to do is play D&D with his friends, and it is very sad, like, and it is hard because, obviously, while they are growing up and they, like, interests changed, it also kind of a little bit pisses me off that, like, in season 4, they're all playing D&D without Will, like, after he's been trying to get them to play for, like, so long. And now he's gone, and, like, all his friends are playing D&D again, and he's in a whole new town, or, like, a whole new state, and he's trying to make new friends. He's got Elle, obviously, and Jonathan, but they're dealing with their own stuff too, and Elle's got Mike, and he's not had much communication from Mike. And I know it's a two-way street, like, he could communicate to Mike as well, but, like, it must be so isolating for him. It's very, like, sad.
It is very sad, and like his whole character arc just like makes me want to cry. Like, it's really, really sad, but I'm glad that he's getting, I don't know, the like treatment now that he deserves from his friends and family.
Yeah, I like
I hope that
his relationship with Elle as well. It seems really, like, wholesome.
it does. It's so cute. I really hope that they focus more on him in the next season.
I feel
as
like
I think they're going to, because
Yeah.
he's like, seems like he's going to be a major part of the whole thing. And they basically confirmed. So there was like a bunch of theories going around. I don't know if you saw when that like Vecna had always been in the Upside Down, and like and that's who Will saw, and that's why Will was singing like to himself in the Upside Down, and that's why he heard a clock, and like it, like, so definitely I feel like that they proved that was true, because Will was like, oh, I saw that guy, and I think he's going to be like a major part of season 5.
I think so, because like at the end he like can really like feel Vecna.
Yeah, I think those particles went inside of him. That's my guess, is
Mhm.
that those particles are the mind flare, and that part of them are living inside Will.
I agree. That'll be so much fun to see.
I can't wait. I'm so excited. They haven't even written it yet.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I'm surprised. And another great storyline is Eddie. Completely. Just him.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
There's
his
so
whole
much to say about
storyline.
him.
It's so good. Because at first you're like, who is this guy? He's kind of a jerk. Like, and
Yeah,
then
I
you're
didn't like him
oh,
at first. In
yes.
the canteen, I was just like, oh, who is this guy? Like, it's so cringe.
Oh, really? I immediately liked him. I don't
Really?
know why, but something about him just like immediately drew my attention, and I was like, he's gonna be a great character.
No, I was just like, oh, he's such a show off, and he's like, oh, I was just like, oh, and then he had the scenes with Chrissy, and I was like, oh, actually, I kind of like him. He seems like a nice kind of person, and then like obviously we see more of him, and very soon like you fall in love with his character like so nicely.
Well, if you think about it, like a lot of people that are like show offy, there's a reason for it.
Would you consider him show offy?
At the beginning, but no, not later on. Well, maybe still later on, because I mean,
I feel like
I
the
thought of-
worst is at the beginning.
I thought of him more as being like theatrical.
Yeah.
yeah, definitely
Very,
theatrical.
very, yeah, like a performer.
But it's so fun to watch. I don't know why.
Did it make you want to play D&D and like have a little group and like wear
Heck
shirts?
yes.
Yeah, same.
I miss playing
could.
D&D though.
Same. I really do.
I do and I don't.
I sit in so
only
many.
ever, like tried to play it with people from like different countries, and it's always just been like a bit of a hassle. Like just trying to
Yeah.
find time, and it's always like evening for me, and then like it's the morning for them, and they can have like the rest of their day, and I'm just like, oh, I've got like not very much time before I've got to like go to sleep for work the next day. Like I'd love a like UK D&D group. Let me know if
I'm sure
anyone's interested.
I was going to say, I'm sure there are tons of groups, online groups based in the UK.
I keep seeing that Stranger Things D&D set, and I just think that sounds like so much fun.
Wait, they're just
Ooh.
Stranger Things D&D set? I'm not surprised, but
Did you not? Oh my god! Oh my
I
god,
haven't
yeah.
seen it. Oh, so cool.
That's honestly amazing.
Now I
Such a good
wanna look it
idea.
up.
I'm doing it. Or I'm looking it up, I should say. I'm not buying it, but it's on Steam.
Oh, I thought she's just gonna
You can-
find it for you guys.
It's only $20 on Steam. 25% off right now.
Steam.
Mm-hmm. You
Wait,
can get it
it's on
virtually, so you can play
Steam.
tabletop.
Oh. Wait, is it using Tabletop Simulator?
I think it's
No.
its own bundle.
I've put the Amazon link in the resources.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
This page has everything. Local store, Amazon, Roll20, Fantasy Grounds, and Steam.
Ooh.
Came out in 2019.
I was just looking at that. I was like, wow.
Yeah. I feel late.
I wonder what other D&D worlds there are now.
There's so many. Going back to Eddie, how do you feel about him and Dustin? Their relationship
I like it.
throughout the
I definitely enjoy it because I do feel like Dustin not having a dad, he kind of loses that, like he doesn't have a father figure, and he has that with obviously Steve, but also I feel like in this season we really see it with him and Eddie, where like even at the beginning Eddie talks about how they were like they didn't fit in anywhere, and he kind of like took them, both Dustin and Mike, under his wing. And we definitely see for Dustin more so than Mike, but only because Mike's in California. I wonder how the dynamic would have been if he was still there. But I definitely think we see kind of more of like a, like he takes him under his wing, he kind of guides him and like helps him, I think, just in general, and makes him feel like it's okay to be himself.
I really love that.
I absolutely love their relationship so much as well. I don't know, it's in life, I think it's so helpful if you can have mentors, and sometimes that can be like an older friend like that. Like, I don't know, I loved it. It was so sweet.
It was so heartbreaking at the
Oh
end seeing
my
Dustin
gosh,
talk to
that
his
was the
uncle.
worst. I was weeping.
Same.
He foreshadowed it with the way that he was saying to Dustin, like when they were play fighting, never change, like never change who you are, kind of like.
I
I
loved
was
when they
like-
play fight too.
It's nice. It kind
You
of
know what
shows
it
a
is,
nice
like-
dynamic.
Yes, that's like, it's, I feel like we are getting like we're moving forward in society. We're progressing to where we can see and show men having relationships with one another that are nice and wholesome and helpful, and the fact that they tell each other that they love each other, like that is what everybody needs in life. So it's good to have that represented for people, because then they can say like, oh, I'm allowed to tell my friends I love them, like that's okay and that's normal, and I can hug them, and I can, you know, like just foster a more meaningful relationship. Like I feel like so often men in their lives only have the women in their lives to like talk to and have conversations with and stuff like that. So to see that represented in such a popular show was just so nice and so sweet, because everybody deserves that kind of closeness with friendships.
You wouldn't think it, but like when I first met my cousin from Milton Keynes, she would like message me on Snapchat and be like, oh, love you, like I'm really glad to like know you and things like that, and it was really nice. And I was like, I hadn't quite ever like had a friendship where you said like love you and things like that. Like it seems weird now because like I say it to all my friends because I love them so much, but like it was really weird for me because I wasn't used to having friends that were open and did say things like that. So that was really nice for me to kind of be like, oh my god, this is really nice, and getting used to that and feeling comfortable kind of saying things like that to like my friends. And I think it's nice. And I think being able to see people, men, women, whatever representation you need at the time, being in this place where they are open and comfortable saying and expressing their feelings to each other in a platonic way, as well as like for others romantic, is just a really nice kind of way. And also like definitely platonically, like we don't see it as much, I would say. So it's definitely nice to be able to kind of see it and see that representation.
Yeah, I loved it. And I think it's interesting because I feel like we all probably have it, correct me if I'm wrong, but we probably all have had somebody in our life who was the first friend to do that for us. And then that kind of encouraged us to go forth and do that with all of the rest of our friends. So it's kind of fun to think about like love spreading platonically through friends via just like one person, you know, starting it, and then that becomes a habit that you take on. And then I'm sure by us, you know, telling some of our friends, hey, love you, I care about you, appreciate you, I'm so glad you're in my life, like inspires them to tell that to their friends. So it's just pretty cool.
I know I definitely didn't say it as much until I met you guys.
Love you.
I even like have like I've grown more open in the past like 3 years with doing that too, because I kind of was like you, Dana, where I always just felt a little uncomfortable. Like I would say it to my friends, but I always like I would even for the longest time I would put like love ya. I still do that sometimes instead of love you, because it feels like just a little bit less serious than like I love you. I would just do love ya, you know, it's like a little easier. Or you'd have a friend like that in person when you were leaving would be like, bye, I love you, and I'd always be like, I can't say it back. I can't,
you know
say
what?
it back.
This reminds me, we were talking about Emma Chamberlain earlier. There's a interview with her and Jack Harlow, and he says, love you, bye. and she says, love you back. And then at the end of the video, she makes this like weird face. She's like, did that just happen? And they just like cut the video off.
That's so funny. But yeah, it does, like it catches you I don't know, off guard. So like be the person that goes around and tells everybody that they love them. Like be the one that inspires other people to then go tell their friends they love them.
Yeah, I used to not say the I used to be like love you, but I never would say like I love you, because I felt like that was like too like intense. But now I literally like said to you guys earlier, I was like I love you guys, like I genuinely love you guys so much.
Yeah, and we love you too.
I do.
It's normal and fine and
Just hit you with the bye.
But like, I feel like because of seeing people do that and having people do that to me, I've now like learned that words of affirmation is my love language, to give and receive, and I've kind of adapted that more, and it's really nice to be able to kind of discover that in yourself by becoming more comfortable in your friendships and also who you are and how you like to express yourself.
The cool thing that I've learned as somebody that like really likes to tell people like nice things and stuff is that like it actually doesn't take, well, people always ask me like, how are you able to like give so much like love away? And I'm like, it doesn't take any energy from you to be kind, to like tell somebody that you love them and appreciate them and care for them and like you're glad they're in your life. Like that's not a hard thing to do when you get to a point where it's like normal, if that makes sense. Like by practicing it, you get to a point where it's not difficult, and then you're just like, it becomes habit, and I don't know, it's just, it's like a thing that you practice, you become good at, and it's infectious. Like it carries on, it inspires people to do the same in their lives.
I would also say,
Like-
like, if you enjoy it as well, that helps. Like, because I always used to, like, with my ex, I would do, like, goodnight messages. Like, I know he was, like, asleep or something. I'd make, like, something really nice or write something lovely that I knew when he woke up, he would be, like, happy. He'd be like, oh, this is really nice. Like, it's really enjoyable. And I do that, like, now, like, messages in the stream and stuff to try and, like, just be nice and just try and bring like a little bit of joy to someone's day and make them smile. But I remember my ex, like he tried to do one, and most of it was just him saying that he was writing a nice message for me. So there was like, maybe, I don't think there was actually anything nice in it other than the fact that he was saying that he was doing this really nice thing for me, and he was writing these nice messages that he knew I liked. And I think there was like, maybe at the end of it was like, oh, I like your smile or something. And like, it just always used to make me laugh. Like any kind of like nice message. Like I used to write little like things like hi, or like I love you, or I like your smile, and I would hide them like in like his room, or like if he was reading a book, I would like go forward like a couple of chapters and like put it in so that when he got to that chapter, he'd have like a cute little message. And like I remember he did it one time for me, and he was just like, I'm writing this because I know that you like these. And
I can't even. You just, I just imagine him. Hello, Dana. I'm writing to you because you enjoy nice messages. Here is my nice message. I like your smile. Good night.
and no,
Did you even get the I like your smile?
After that, it was like, just to let you know, this is a message that is nice, and like it was like a very much like, this is what the message is, because you won't get it from what I'm saying, basically.
You know,
it's like
okay.
the worst.
I am saying nice things
That could work
in the book.
That
Bye-bye.
could work for like a friend if you like wrote to them and you were like, I want to say something very nice, but I don't know what to say, so I just say hi and I love you. Okay, bye. Like that could work,
nice,
right? Yes.
cute.
But I know you. Hi, Dana. I know you like it when I send nice messages, so I'm sending you a nice message. Hope you have a good day. Bye. Like that's not.
Yeah.
A nice
I don't know if I hope you have a good. I don't think the nice message actually made it into the note, did it?
No.
Dana? It was just, this is a nice message.
I don't even think he said I like your smile. Like I think I'm giving him more credit than is due.
Rose-colored glasses.
No
even yeah.
compliment.
Shitty note.
No
Like
compliment.
to me, I feel like the nice message would be the nice message. You wouldn't have to say. The only way you'd have to say you're writing a nice message is if you couldn't tell from what someone was saying. Oh gosh. Yeah.
I used to
all
write
about
Rona notes
levels, I guess.
before I left. Like for work, I would like get like little sticky notes and be like, "Hey, hope you have a good day," and then like leave it on the bed. Or it's like, "I'll see you. I'll be late. Whatever." I don't do that now. I just jump on him and I say, "It's time to get up."
Aw.
Yes, he hates it. No, I will not stop. Maybe I should go back to notes. That might help. Just, like, these little ones.
Have him sleep in longer.
You know, I want to troll him with it though. Like I want to like fold them into like little origami cranes and like
He's not gonna open them if you fold them, though.
I know exactly.
Oh,
I don't know.
that'd be
He'll
funny.
never know.
And
He'll
then you could
never
be
know.
like,
That's
"Hey, did you get my note?" Like, and he'd be like, "What?
Just
What were you
troll
talking
him.
about?" You're like, "Oh, my
He'll
really
throw it at
heartfelt
me.
note. I was expecting you to text me back, but I said text me by 1."
Just
like,
start
and you never
sobbing.
did,
Just
like-
start gaslighting the poor man.
Oh my gosh.
Puts a
I
question
could never.
mark in it instead of an actual note.
Play the long con.
Hide them around the house, like so everywhere. Like he just opens the cupboard, it's just there, like a little like.
I want to do that with Nick Cage's face.
Oh my God.
I wanna print off. Well, we did that at work one year. We printed off probably close to maybe 250 Nick Cage faces, and we were finding them
Doesn't it
months later.
lose the novelty like fast, or was it still funny when you?
Oh,
find
it was
them later?
hysterical because we would get pissed. We would get pissed because they would tape them to like the underside of our phones, or you'd find it like someone had like one of those calendar things on their desk, and like they flip through like months later, days, months, weeks later, and like find a fucking Nick Cage face. Finding him in cleaning supply closets.
Guten
It
Pranks.
bled out to the rest of the office. It was
Those are
it
the-
was kind of a epidemic.
The only kind of pranks that I like are Guten Pranks.
Guten Pranks?
Yeah,
What is that?
you guys don't watch The Office?
I haven't in so long.
Good pranks, Guten Pranks.
Oh yeah.
Like
Oh.
positive pranks, funny ones
Yeah,
that don't
so,
hurt
you know, I was
anybody,
just
that
gonna
are
say,
friendly,
like-
that cause a laugh, but nobody gets hurt or offended.
Yeah. I want to do more pranks to my husband, but all of the pranks I look up or see, I'm like, they're just kind of mean. Like those
No,
couples
they're
prank
literally
videos.
terrible.
So
Oh,
many
those are
couples so
horrendous.
mean to
Videos are
each other.
So mean.
Yeah, and
It's like I would
I don't
never
like
do
them.
that to him.
no divorce.
don't-
Literally divorce.
I don't like it as well, like because everyone at the end's like laughing, but like one of the people that's been pranked is thinking like, "What the fuck? Like, why did you do this?" There's
Yeah.
always going to be someone that's a little bit hurt by it.
I low-key
Plus, we
hate
live in
playing
the same
jokes.
house. You hate what jokes?
When people play jokes on you, like don't do it. Don't do it. Don't play a joke on me. I'm not gonna enjoy
Don't
it.
like pranks.
It's not
a
gonna be
prank
fun.
person.
No.
I
Guten
do.
Pranks, yes.
I do enjoy
You-
jumping out at people.
No, Dana. Dana, as long as you are okay with people doing it back to you, because
Oh,
I'll get
see,
you.
At work,
get you good.
someone I worked with used to do it all the time to me, and it was so annoying because I try and do it back to him, and he'd never jump, and I was like, "Why won't you jump?" I did it one time to him, and he was like, "Oh my god!" Like, really, like,
You got him once. It was probably
Yeah.
so satisfying.
but like I'm
I
a
can't-
really jumpy person, so I jump a lot
Yeah.
anyway. Like even if people don't
Same.
mean to. So like sometimes I'll hide behind my door and I'll call Cassie's name, and like she'll come down a bit, "Wah!" and she'll just stare at me.
You
like,
scare the cat.
No, I
My
don't.
cat-
She just stares at me like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like, what are you doing with your life right now? I'm a cat. Like, why would you think this is a good idea?"
I can't jump scare my husband either. He does not get jump scared. I've tried so many times, and like he can jump scare me just like so easily. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. He
I'll
always
do it
says,
every once in a while.
Sometimes
Regan will just jump scare me by like screaming at a really
"Oh,
high pitch.
that would jump scare me as well."
people
Do you
just
smack
randomly
him?
touching
That's
my
my
face.
instinct.
Yeah, I have.
Stop it.
I have smacked him.
I don't scare the cat, but ever since she was little, like she lets you cat tip her. Like you can push her over, and she just goes "Mah," and like she basically
Aw.
encourages you to do it because that's her reaction. So we just push her down and run away. That's probably like the worst prank we play on the cat. But then she just lays there, like she's cool with it. She's like, it's fine, it's fine.
My
It's not a
cat
big
and
deal.
I played a prank on my mum the other day. So my mum went off to do something, like we were in my room watching a film, and we paused it so my mum could go grab a drink or something, and I hid with Cassie behind this bit, and when she came through I just picked Cassie up and was like, "Hello." Bless her.
She's like, what?
I think my mum was just like, "Hi." Hi, Cass. I think I get
That's
more
so
joy from
baby.
like the anticipation, like we're hiding and we're gonna trick her with Cassie. I get more enjoyment from that than the actual thing.
I don't blame you. Makes sense.
That's pretty funny. Does anybody want to share how they faked it this week? Or the last 2 weeks?
Just kind of living life, honestly.
Surviving.
Doing my thing. It's been a lot of reminding myself that like when the imposter syndrome kicks in, it's like, hey man, you got to this point. So like you know something. You know something. So it's like just chill. Just take it one day at a time. Like it's fine. Like just you're not feeling it, just do something else. I don't know. Set a reminder. Don't forget about it. Get it done. It's okay if you make
Do
mistakes. You're by yourself.
Delegate. I forget the other two. Dump. Do, delegate, dump.
Yeah. I need to do that. Maybe I'll do that today. I need to go through my entire to-do list and like reprioritize things. It's such a beast, guys. I just like I look at it, I'm like, I don't want to. And it
That's
probably won't take that long, but like
that's-
fuck.
That's the crux of the ADHD is don't make yourself too long of to-do list because then you will be paralyzed. Take like
How do you
3
keep
things
track
off
of
your
everything then?
make a master and don't look at it except when you're making your daily to-do list. Pull 1 to 3 things off of there and boom.
Oh, see, I try to reconcile the master and put due dates on it so it just tells me on its own what I need to
Well,
work on.
That's not that terrible. That shouldn't. Well, but if it's overwhelming you, it's not working. So
Exactly.
if you need to figure out something
But
that's not
this is an
scary
abnormal situation. I am by myself.
for work.
Yes.
Oh, well then
So
do less.
I've been very nice to myself.
Good.
I get done
That's
what needs to
good.
get done, and then anything on fire gets done. And that's
You
kind of what
normally-
life's going to be like until things change.
You normally struggle to do what you just said that you were doing that I forgot, but you're doing it. Be nicer to yourself. That's what it was. You're
Being
doing
much
it. I'm
nicer to
proud of you.
myself.
Good job.
I am one person. How about you guys? Watch Stranger Things. I know that you did that.
Is that
Oh.
faking it?
No.
It can be.
Is
I
it?
think so.
I don't think so.
Distracted ourselves from the shit that's going on in the world. Like,
Yeah, I guess.
Can also be if you did while supposedly working. So
I mean, yeah, I didn't do a whole lot of distraction on that front this week. It's actually been kind of bothering me. I just like how do you go through and just fucking like live your life and the world around you is kind of like burning fucking down.
what
don't
you
have any
me through
answers.
is it's okay to not be okay.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say I don't have any ansers for that. Just
Like,
you
your
just keep
feelings
going.
are valid. You're allowed to
Yeah.
feel how you feel right now.
Mhm.
No one will blame you for the way that
You take
feel.
it day by day, and even hour by hour if you need.
Oh,
Just,
also, I heard that apparently brown noise is really good for neurodivergent people instead
I
of
did
white
hear
noise.
that. I want to give it a
Eh.
try.
brown
Sorry.
noise.
I know that I don't like so the iPhone has a few different noise options and some of them are horrendous for me. Instantly make me want to like just my body is on fire, it feels like. So I'll have to give brown noise a try.
Wow.
I forget what it is. I think it's called like bright noise. It is not nice.
Oh.
It's not nice.
Good.
Where
good
are
to
these
know.
sounds on the iPhone?
If you do a little search and search up background sounds, you can listen to them like while you're listening to any other media.
Got it. Interesting.
Yes, it's called bright noise. It does not compute well with me. I do not like it at all. Honestly, their dark noise is also bad. I don't really like any other noises. Not for me.
I like listening
It's-
to like rain,
Yeah,
on
those are
the-
good. Yes.
That's a nice one to listen to.
Ocean.
Any
Ocean.
sort of like water sound.
Mm.
very nice.
There was one where they
I do
did it
like
where it
water
was like
sounds.
fan noise, and I hated it. I was like, this is horrible. Like, I do not enjoy
I
this.
can't do a fan. A fan noise is not for me.
I can't handle it.
Mm-mm.
I don't like it
probably get
unless it's
behind,
like
like-
an actual fan.
Oh yeah, I don't mind like
yeah.
my
Yeah.
because I can block it out like easier. I
I
think.
could get behind like a computer fan mixed with like cats purring, sound of a
Ooh.
keyboard.
They do
Just
say
your
when it's
everyday ambiance. Just
They do
record your
say-
office for like 30 minutes and then just loop it.
Just loop
then-
it back.
Record Butters purring separately and just kind of raise that volume level so it's a little higher when you're listening back to it. I love it.
I do want to like capture her purring in some kind of media file. I
You
think
should.
that would be something I'd appreciate later on in life.
Honestly, like it's so healing, so it probably would be beneficial to just listen to a recorded cat purr.
Yeah, I've
I
done
want
that
it
with
to be
the cat.
my cat though.
Well, yeah, no, you record her and then you listen to it
Yeah.
and then feel happy.
My
Can't just be
baby.
any cat.
No. It's not a competition, right? Like all cat is best cat, but like I want my cat.
No, that
I
makes
feel
sense.
that.
Yeah.
Also, like cats have like cat purring is healing. Like it is known to be healing for people. So I mean, get all those cat purrs down. Even like weird noises that your cat may make, just get them all. Keep them forever. I've got some of Cassie and of Tyler purring on my Google Drive. I mean, one, it's nice to listen to them, and two, knowing that I'll always have them, no matter what, is just a really nice, comforting feeling to have.
Yeah, I need to get with the program.
Yeah, come on, Steph, sort it out.
I know. Right? I do have a stamp of her paw. I wanted to redo it though.
I need to get on that. I have written it down actually since you last said about it to get it sorted. I just need to get my shit together for sure. I think it's been a really nice episode today, just talking about Stranger Things and friendships and just like getting into it.
You guys definitely have me excited about continuing Stranger Things. I'm gonna have to pick up Netflix now.
Please
I
do.
think you should for sure. Like even if you just
It's
get
so
like
good.
a month free.
Yeah, make a new email.
Honestly, not a bad idea if you don't think you're going to use it ever again.
I just like we have others. We rotate. So like right now we have Apple TV because we're gonna start Severance. We canceled Paramount. We have Hulu, and then Amazon Prime by default.
We have
I mean, we have quite a few.
here now. I think it got released like a week ago, maybe. So, but it's just another subscription service. And there's just so many now. Like it was okay when there was,
Yeah,
like,
there's so many.
but now it's just
Yeah.
like tons everywhere.
We cycle through. I just yeah, it gets to be, 60, $70 a month for these services. Costs more than freaking cable.
Yeah, I can't wait till Stranger Things is on DVD and I can just like or Blu-ray, whatever they want to put it on, and then I can just watch it like by myself without having to use a subscription service constantly.
Mm-hmm. It gets to a point where the subscription services aren't like worth it anymore.
That's what
They're
I'm
not.
saying.
They're gonna
Just
get
get
away with
cable.
price
We're paying
gouging
the
here
same
for a
as
little bit.
cable.
Yeah,
don't
it's the exact
understand it.
same.
And if
I
you want
really
live
don't.
TV, like if you actually want live television, you're gonna go with like Hulu Live or YouTube TV, like we have. That's like $67 a month.
YouTube TV.
And they all have
is
commercials.
And
great. Yep.
yeah, we're back at square one, and I hate this, but I do think that our TV is better now. I think our TV is better. Like we're producing better media, so I'm kind of down to pay more. Like our TV is
It's
way
just
better than it
that-
was even 10 years ago.
It's production cost, is a lot different.
That's what I'm
now.
saying. I'm
Great.
okay with
Our
that. Like,
standards have been lowered
Yeah.
with YouTube.
well, yeah, I guess that's true. Mine haven't. I have very high standards with production. I don't even
Same.
like to watch old movies because I'm like, oh, I can't get into it if it doesn't look nice.
See, I don't really like TV like in the UK. I like something I can watch like start to finish if I want to, like, or I can watch several episodes, whereas I feel like a lot of the time there's like a couple of episodes and then like that's it and then it's on to something else random. And I do like the subscription service because you have a lot more choice and you are able to kind of like flick between things easier. For sure.
Yeah, it's just like timing it for me. Like whenever we finish with whatever show we're watching on Hulu, I think it's Pretty Little Liars. I'll probably cancel that again. I want to get Crunchyroll.
You're
I
watching
want to
Pretty
start
Little
watching anime
Liars.
again. Yeah, it's so bad.
It's so
I
bad.
liked
It's
it.
so
It's
bad.
bad, but I
It's
liked
good.
it.
Yes.
It's not even good, guys. What are you saying? No, it's
It's the
so
nostalgia.
bad.
I watched that all
It's
through high
good.
school, okay? It was
I
good.
Like,
enjoyed
why are
it.
we okay with like a teacher dating a student?
We're
like,
not.
why do we
Yeah,
idolize
I mean,
that
Ezra
was
Fix?
weird.
Yeah.
It's
That's
all
true.
so weird. And then like all of Melissa's boyfriends like making out with Spencer. Like these girls are 15 years old. What
Yeah.
are you doing?
You know what else is like that too is Gossip Girl is so bad.
And I
It's
also
so
Never
like
seen
that.
Gossip
It's like
Girl.
one of those things where like I hate it, but I also love it.
I'm in like a episode, like a TV show kind of lull at the moment because I finished Stranger Things, I finished Umbrella Academy, and now I'm like, what do I watch next? Do I want to rewatch something? Do I want to watch something new? I've got to finish The Mandalorian actually, but it's not something that I can. I have to
Ooh,
focus on
Mandalorian's
it.
so
It's not
good.
something that I can watch in the background. I don't want to do it a disservice and not give it my full attention.
I was gonna say
Um,
I've been going through the entire Star Wars series in chronological order,
Oh.
and it's been great. So I'm probably gonna do that for the rest of the day.
To be
what
fair,
is the Umbrella Academy about?
it's like it's based on a comic that was done by, I want to say Jared Way, but I'm not 100% sure on their name. It's like these 7 kids, like random, their parents like the mums randomly are pregnant in one day. Like they're not pregnant the day before, the next day they're pregnant and then give birth to these kids, and they all have like super kind of powers.
Okay.
And then like
Sure.
they all get adopted by this guy who then turns them into the Umbrella Academy, where they like fight other evil people or like save
Oh.
people from bank robbers and stuff.
I would probably enjoy that. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah. So I mean, if you after you finish Stranger Things, you can get on with the Umbrella Academy.
Right? Priorities now.
Yeah. Come on, Steph. Finish Pretty Little
Seriously?
Liars. Get yourself on Netflix.
Oh God, we're only on like I think we're on season 5 now. It's such a long show.
It is.
They milk that shit for like what 6-7 seasons. What is happening?
Cannot believe Verona's watching that with you. That cracks me
Oh
up.
yeah,
I
it's
also
so
made
much fun.
Trey watch it with me, and he watched the entirety of Gossip Girl, which I'm like so glad that he just like has that culture knowledge now that he was lacking and missing out on.
I
know?
honestly, it was kind of like a meme. I was like, "Hey, do you want to watch Pretty Little Liars?" He's like,
Oh, but
"Sure,"
it's
but I
so
don't think he meant
good.
it. And then I just put it on, and then we were like halfway through season 1, and he's like, "This is really fucking cringe," and I was like, "Yeah, but you know, like
We just
we're
gotta
only
keep
halfway
watching
through
it.
season 1."
Come on.
It's so
Yeah,
bad.
It's pretty bad. I honestly will tell you, I think that I have seen the ending of that like 3 times, and I still can't tell you how it ends. Like I have no idea how it ends or
No
what
idea how it
happens
ends.
or who is A. I don't know. It's so confusing. It changed all the time, and the last 2 seasons I feel like were just chaos. Like you're like, this person has a sibling. This person's not actually dead. This person was dead the whole time secretly, and you're just like, what is going on?
I vaguely remember. So like I watched Pretty Little Liars probably about 10 years ago. I remember because I was living in
Like when it came
Illinois.
out.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
I watched
yeah.
it actively, and then I waited
Yeah.
for the season, and then I watched it. But then it's like I remember there was like Allie was actually alive, and I'm sorry, spoilers, but this has been out for like 10 years, so like get your shit together. Like Allie was like alive but being held like captive or something. Maybe I'm mixing up shows. That did happen. Okay, so I'm just waiting for that part. We're getting there. We're almost there. I don't
never
know. That
seen it,
show's
but
terrible
also
though.
I like kind of like those trash TVs show things. You know, like the
Oh,
ones
it's
that
so
aren't
bad.
very good, but they're cheesy. Like Gilmore Girls. I like Gilmore Girls, but it's like, yeah. But yeah, so if you guys also enjoy Stranger Things, then come join our Discord and talk to us about Stranger Things, because as you can tell, we are obsessed. We love it, and we're gonna get Steph obsessed. It's gonna happen, like whether she likes it or not.
Yes.
So thank you guys so much for listening in. We hope you found some value in this episode. Don't forget to check out our website. We're all just faking it podcast.com. That's WAJFIP podcast. And join us on Discord to access resources mentioned in each episode and find your people. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.